Hello again, this is Priscilla Batzell. I'm in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Fluid Art Studio, and that's my transfer pan and a palette knife. This is my lid that I keep things moist with, and it works pretty well, and it'll be working well again in a moment, I hope. So I'm going to put that someplace I can get it more easily. I'm going to put white latex Sherwin Williams house paint in the bottom of a container, and then I'm going to swipe into it. After I put some colors on that I want. And I know it doesn't need to be that deep, so I'm going to spread it around a little bit. And I'm going to grab that thing that I see. My cat was just visiting me in the studio and evidently left me a present. Okay, so I was complaining the other day about not having enough Quinacridone nickel azo gold from Golden, so that's the first and the second thing I'm going to use. I'm going to use a bunch of Mayan gold, which is a Prizm pour from Colourarte, which is obviously a little plugged and the only one I didn't check, so I'm just going to take it out and pour it on, which is highly unusual, but that's okay. Because I'd really love a lot of gold background. I'm planning on using a 10 by 20 inch canvas. And I'm going to cover it with black, tricorn black from Sherwin Williams. That cat here does not want to leave those tweezers. Come on, let go. I might want some more Mayan gold, so I'm going to quick like a bunny attempt to clean that tip out before I put my bottle away. Give myself a little more Quinacridone nickel azo gold. Let it be joined by some Jasmine primary element. I've got some Rhapsody Rose, which is a primary element also. Not opening very easily. I'll just pour some out. It's a much darker color than the other one, but once you put it on white, it's beautiful. So I've got some saffron, Prizm pour. And I've got colors to mix, to use up. I almost forgot to grab my African Violet. I wasn't sure I'd be able to use this. I drained a couple small bottles. I'm going to switch to larger bottles whenever I can. Throw that in the bucket and the spatula. Grab my African Violet. And I have some Frozen. Got kind of thick, and I added a little bit of Jasmine gloss varnish and some more GAC 800. And it still seems pretty thick, but we'll deal with it. Now I'm going to use black cell activator and white cell activator on a small palette knife. Not a real small one, a sort of a medium-sized one. It's a Liquitex one. Be careful, the paint is chipping off the handle, and I don't know why. I don't think I even soaked this one in water, which is something that does happen to most of the rest of my tools. You know what? I want some other color. I'm going to put that right over here for a second. And I want some orange crush. I thought the Quinacridone nickel azo gold would probably do it for me, but in this case I just want some orange crush. I think I'm going to put some more cell activator on there. And we're going to prime the canvas with black paint. And while we're doing that, the cells should, in theory, continue to develop. I'll leave that tipped right up on the end so those colors run down in there. Move my cell activator out of the way. Against my better judgment, I'm going to put rest my tool in the bucket. Get most of these things out of my way right now. So when it gets to be time, I can get at them. I'll just leave this over here. I think I should leave it in the corner. No, I need to leave it someplace I can see it. Here's my 10 by 20 inch canvas. I had some questions about how I was going to do this, but I think I might as well just start the same way I always start. Actually, let's go all the way to the center. I don't think I need as much pillow paint as I would normally if I'm going to put transfers on there. Move that out of the way. Grab a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula. I would like to try and make sure that my application of paint is somewhat even, because I'm pretty sure nowadays with one side always running off more than the rest, it's either that it's not level or it's not centered, rather, or I just have too much paint on one side. I'm definitely guaranteeing some spin off. I can tell I have plenty of paint here. I'm trying to get an even layer on. I don't know what it would be like to have an even layer on that's heavy enough to spin. This is a new way of doing this for me. And I'm trying to be very gentle and not force the spatula down into the paint much at all. And I think I'm still going to have a lump of paint I don't want. Alright, so now that's going in the bucket in a second. And our cells are looking magnificent. And I think I want to attempt to move this back, excuse my head, where I'm going to be able to spin it without a problem. And what I want to do is grab a card. I have a good size card. I have a long card that I rested someplace right here. I thought it might be nice to pick up paint sideways and see how that worked. But I'm not sure how that's going to work. But I'm going to pick up my card and give it a try once. And because it's the first time I'm trying it, I'm also going to grab a palette knife. So I waste less. I don't think that was my best shot, but that's okay. We gotta learn stuff the hard way sometimes. My swipe card is looking very attractive though. So let me grab a little bit of water. Put that palette knife someplace I can get it. And I think I really prefer a playing card or something of a similar size a lot of times. Pop that bubble. I don't see a whole lot of my blue coming up, so I'm going to look for that blue. And I'm going to try and save some of the cells. Like those. And these. And I'm actually thinking at this point that I'll probably have no negative space discernibly. Oh, I've got some nice gold cells. And that thing that was looking at me with an eyeball has got to go. So I can put my cover back on this. Excuse my head again. I can also scoop and drag still. But I like what I've got, so I think I'm going to stop now. I'm going to stop and I'm going to scrape. I'll just have to do another painting. I'm going to use the card that I lined the pan with to scrape off my residuals. Rest it up. Throw that in the bucket. Grab my lid. Put my paint pan behind me. I can't really do what I wanted to do. Oh, hang on. Come on. Fit in there. Pardon me while I take a moment. I need my paint headed down on a hill. That looks pretty awesome. Unfortunately, we're going to ruin it. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't want to do anything. Well, in that case, we'll do something if we need to after we spin. Let me grab a barrier. I could tip, but let's get rid of that bubble. Yeah, let's tip. Back and forth and back and forth. I'm loving my colors. I thought about this in advance. I don't know who I was watching. I was watching someone do a little tiny version of this. Like I said, I think we're going to lose all my black, which is too bad because I really like it the way it is. And there's no way I can keep it. Alright, let's move this to the crossbars so that I know it's going to be even. Try and center it so I have a shot. Check. Move it a little bit. Alright, ready, set, go. I'm depending on the transfer paint to push the other paint out, and if we get to keep some negative space, I think that would be fabulous. Also, if the color paint doesn't move out all the way to the edges, then I have an easy time covering the edges with black. But they are getting covered. And that was a lot of fun. I got to figure out to remind myself to save more cells. That looks awesome. I'm really liking that a lot. So much so, I'm thinking I might want to go ahead and grab another card full of this end, this gorgeous color. Put it right down there. And maybe do the same thing on the other end. Just grab a card full. Really can't get a lot more. Loving that pink. Not sure which one it is. It's probably both. Alright, so I've got paint on my card that I can't do anything with, and I should probably spin one more time. I'm covered, I'm 3/4 covered on this side, I'm covered on the end, I'm 90% covered on this side, and I'm 95% covered on the other end. So I'm wondering which way I should be spinning. But we're going to try it. We're going to try it this way. And then I'm going to do another painting. Because I got leftover colors. I kind of want to move it that way. But since I'm here, I might as well take the black paint I've got, make a mess. This end is covered, that end is covered. So far so good. We're all covered on 3 sides. I'll have to check on the 4th side in a minute. And that reminds me of something cool like watercolors. I didn't put any spirals in there, and I do have a really big pink thing right down the middle, and I'm not sure that that's the thing that I want right down the middle. So I'm kind of considering grabbing another little bit of paint and the card that I just had. And adding a little more. Because I've got the paint, why not do what I want? And that might mean that I need to spin one more time, but probably not. You know what? I've got 3 minutes to tell you guys what I want to tell you. But in the meantime, I'm going to just rest that right here. Take this beautiful little selection of paint and put it right down there. I don't actually, in all honesty, think that I'm going to have to spin. And I'm pretty sure I could continue to add paint as I see fit. Let's make sure there's nothing totally weird looking hanging out in there. I see things. I bring my husband in and sometimes he sees really strange things. So, I'm going to spread that out a little bit. Leave another drop as company. A couple few drops. Call it good. Please give me a like. Thumbs up would make me happy. When you share my videos, you help me out. When you watch them longer, you help me out. Not bad for a first experiment with that particular method. I mean, it's not as though I haven't been doing transfers for a little while now. But it's always nice to get fresh ideas. And whether I should spin or not, I'm going to anyway. Tell you guys I love you. Thank you for being here. Check out my Amazon link. It's very close to the 20% off Colourarte coupon code and the 10% off Pixel Paint Designs coupon code. I see there are a few bubbles and I will be popping them with whatever's handy. And I might torch briefly just to make sure. The patterns are cool. I used to do a lot of dribble paintings and I don't have anything left on my edges I need to worry about after I stick my finger in these last few pieces. I kind of sort of, I'm going through spiral withdrawal. So I'm thinking right now there might be a couple places that I want to put a spiral in. Even if they're small. It's a sort of a because I can moment. So I love you guys. You inspire the heck out of me. I hope you come again. I post at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time most days until I can't. And I'll let you know when that's coming, if that's coming at all. I hope it isn't. And I think that's pretty good. I've had my last spin. I've got 1 minute to shimmer at you. And hopefully I can get my phone on in time to do that. So what I've forgotten is thank you. Thank you for the donations through PayPal. The icon's on the bottom right hand corner of my YouTube channel banner. And thank you for the donations that I consider donations from memberships. I hope you're enjoying 110 plus videos in the members only library. Please shop my Amazon link. It's at no added cost to you and it helps me out. I really appreciate that. Check my community board for tomorrow's video. Know that I love you guys, and if I've forgotten anything, my link tree has everything you would ever want on and then some. Pixels.com, Fine Art America. Underneath the video you find spring clothing. You can have my stuff reproduced on almost anything that you would like. If you can find it, I can probably add it. All you have to do is ask. I love you guys. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now. This is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida. Saying I give lessons and I do sell my art. So please use my email address. It's easpb and the word gallery spelled out at gmail.com.